Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I have got a cool new video including an FTK, and we'll be going over some of the new stuff that's coming out with Maze of Memories and also coming back with Maze of Memories. So if you haven't looked at the set yet, we know a bunch of new cards including the Gate Guardian stuff, which is TCG exclusive for the time being. We also have in there this Ancient Fairy Dragon, which has now been errated to be hard once per turn, meaning you can't summon it back and use it again. And now it also has to add a field spell with a different name. Both limitations are pretty minor, and while do hurt the card's viability, it is still a very strong card that can see play in many combos, including one I will be showing you guys in a second. A lot of people have asked me if they think Ancient Fairy Dragon will have impact once it gets unbanned in a week, and I think the answer is a little nuanced. It's a maybe. If it doesn't have an impact immediately, it will have at some point in the future. It is a strong card, especially with the Yugioh going to 3 now. So yeah, now before I continue, I'd have a question for you guys. When I do these combo videos, typically on Team Sam's channel, I've done them with real life cards and have a camera in there. Now obviously that does require some more work, so if you guys really appreciate that type of stuff, please let me know in the comments below and I will put in the effort to have that done. However, if you guys are fine with Dueling Book, then you can say so as well, and I can keep the videos here and I can pump them out faster because they're a lot easier to produce and require a lot less effort. Speaking of Team Sam, please go to check out his website, tsx1.com, where you can get the beautiful sleeves he has and very nice feeling sleeves that I use as well. Use the code POTATO10 for a 10% discount. You guys won't regret it. These are sleeves I use at YCS's and they do not let me down. It's Armageddon Night in here. I know. Armageddon Night's a whole bunch of FTKs. But when you're looking at any of these FTKs, it's important to keep in mind of what each piece actually does in its context, because that's how you find replacements, substitutes, alternatives to combo on the fly through disruptions. With a lot of combos, if there isn't an alternative, the combo sucks, the deck sucks, and it's a choke point that can be exploited. Now this deck isn't actually good. I'm not gonna try even tell you that. It's more of a fun combo gimmick. All Armageddon Knight is accomplishing here is acting as a way to summon Ancient Fairy Dragon via Yugioh. Very easy to do that in other ways as well, whether it be with Dragon or Veen, just having Yugioh plus any other monster. It's not that hard. Basically what this 2-card combo sets up is it gets you an Ancient Fairy Dragon in the field, a field spell in play, and a level 7. If you can do that, then you have the setup to this combo and you don't have to worry about what Armageddon Knight actually is. Like, you could do this with Isold as well, getting Armageddon Knight, but yeah, the main point is don't overly fixate on the fact that Armageddon Knight's here. Think of what it's actually trying to accomplish, and then you can kind of see past that. Obviously, if I wanted to be a little more, I guess, creative or complex, I could swap it out for another combination of cards, but simplicity's sake, that's what I have. Leading off, this is, I guess, fairly straightforward. I'm gonna get Fenrir here, and I'm gonna add one, but I don't actually need it for the combo. An extra body, which whoever knows, you can expand upon the combo to make some like interruption protection, because you're gonna have a bunch of effects that actually just don't matter here. But yeah, so as I said, we're just gonna set up the Ancient Fairy Dragon play. Paying life points does matter for later in the combo. One of the Gate Guardian cards that we're gonna use requires your life points to be lower than your opponent's, but we're gonna be paying life points like several times, so that is not a problem for us. I think we lose life points on our own terms like 4 times this turn. Anyways, yeah, Ancient Fairy Dragon gains 1,000, doesn't pay 1,000, and we get to add a field spell. So let's get the Labyrinth field spell, Labyrinth Wall Shadow. So this is the first new card we have, and it has 3 effects. The first and the third we're going to ignore. What we do care about though is once per turn during your main phase, you can place a Gate Guardian piece from your banished deck or hand and your continuous spell trap card zone. So this sets up your fusion plays because they don't require fusion spells, so you can banish them directly from the field even when they're back row. So yeah, we're gonna put Sang of the Thunder or Khazad-dûm, does not matter which one, we'll get the other one later, and we don't need the Suijin, so we don't play that one. Yeah, here we can overlay for a card that has been popping up a little more in combos recently, and it's overdue, frankly. It's a very strong card. It is Raid Raptor Arsenal Falcon. So it is a rank 7, which again has multiple effects. However, there's only one that we can actually use because the others require Raid Raptors. And this one is once per turn, you can detach a material from the card, special summon a level 4 wing beast from your deck. This is generic. It's a rank 7. You can use it in Kashtira even, and it has some crazy combo potential. So this is just waiting to be exploited, and with the amount of level 7s we have in the format right now, this might be the time, even if it's not in this specific play. And one of the best things you can summon off it is none other than Zephyros. You know, just bounce back your cards. So from here we can link to, we're going to make another Raid Raptor card, and that is Wise Strix. It's another card that's been begging to be abused in the combo and meta. 2 Darkwing Beasts. If it's Link Summon, Special Summon level 4 Darkwing Beasts from your deck. A defense, but negate its effects. Also, it can be used as Link, so that's not a big deal. You can still exceed with it. And then also, if a Raid Raptor XYZ activates its effect, you can set a Wake Up spell from your deck, and if it's a quick play, you can use it that turn. Ours is going to be normal, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, special from deck here, we're gonna get both effects out, and this can also be a way of accessing Zephyros, and you could even like play a second Zephyros here to play around TD Crow, I guess. But I mean, you can't link with it, so it's like here it wouldn't be a great way to play around it unless you got like Tirakosh or the Arise Heart off this. You could have special summoned it from your hand off Ancient Fairy Dragon, because we never used that effect to special from hand. Then you could have made a rank 4. In fact, that probably works. But yeah, there's things to look out for if you ever want to optimize a combo, what you're not using, what capabilities you can expand upon. One thing to note with Labyrinth Wall Shadow, a once per turn effect, but not a hard once per turn. That means it doesn't say something along the lines of like Tirakosh here, which says you can only use each effect once per turn. It just says once per turn. So if we activate a new copy of it, we can use it again. So if we return to the hand and pay 400 for Zephyros, and now we can play our other piece from the deck. So we have that set up here. I'm going to need the field space. So I'm not going to summon my guy yet. I don't need to right now. Also, there's no need to play into random hand traps. Here we make our Raid Raptor XYZ, and we get a search. Raider's Wing can come back, but we don't need it for the combo. Actually, I think I do use it in I need an extra body on the field, and it can be Raider's Wing, it can be anything, but yeah. And I'm going to get anything again. It could be an extender, it could be a Raid Raptor that summons itself from the hand, but because I don't really need it, I've omitted it from this combo. And then we get to reset a rank up spell. So I get the Soul Shade Force. So this one's another good card. It's waiting to be broken. And part of why Strix is like so insane, and it's kind of insane that it hasn't been played yet in a main combo deck. It says pay half your life and target Raid Raptor XYZ in your grave, and then special summon next seed from your extra deck. There's 2 ranks higher on top of it. And now we can press on. So I need to make another Link 2 here. So I can just attach this special summon of Raider's Wing. If a card is in your hand in your grave, detach a material from the deck like Z, special summon this card, ban shit, whatever. Main point being, I just want to clear this off the field and make any Link 2. This is fine. And this just gets me Ravine, which I'm not going to use. This is just cards like in my hand I can discard for later. So I'm going to make Gigantic. I'm not going to use the effect yet. I still have a lot of other summoning to do. I don't want to lock myself out of level 2s. Including summon our rank 6. Just no biggie. We got, doesn't matter how many life points we have when they are at 0. When this card first came out, people were like thinking of using it to summon Cyber Dragon Infinity, but I was not thinking big enough. Summoning something like M7, or I mean not M7, Beatrice or Atom is the way to go. So Atom summons a dragon from the deck, its attack and defense becomes 0, but it cannot attack. Who cares? We get any dragon from our deck now. So the dragon we want is Brotor. I like Brotor because now I can get the Sprite cards out of my deck, and I can target Gigantic Sprite, add a Dark Thunder. So I can get rid of one of these that don't matter. And I get a Dark Thunder from deck to hand. And I'm going to get Sprite Blue. I have a level 2 Dark XYZ on the field, so I can special that. Then I can get Jet, and I can special, and add Starter. Now I need to clear some field space again. I can link these 2 away, and I can make anything. I have IP here. Doesn't matter. Maybe there's something that does something in my deck. And then I can banish these from the field to summon Gate Guardian of Thunder and Wind. So this is another new card. So the 3 2-piece Gate Guardian fusions require you to banish the above cards you control to summon from the extra deck. No fusion spell required. This one says during your main phase, you can add a spell trap next to your hand that mentions Gate Guardian pieces, and only uses effect once per turn. That's fine. So we get to add one of the cards here. And one of the new cards we can add is Riryoku Guardian. Don't know why they made this card, but they did. Life points lower than your opponents. Check. Target one monster you control with Great Guardian in its original name. Check. Have your opponent's life points. That monster gains attack equal to your opponent's life points. So it'll pretty good. And then you can mention the grave to add to one of your pieces. We activate it here and we target this. They go down to 4,000 life, and then this gains 4,000 attack. So he goes up to 6,500 attack here, and they're down to 4,000. So now we just need to close the little bit of a gap left. So now we're going to summon one more level 2 from the deck. Has to be dark. So I'm going to summon Pixies here. It doesn't have to be. In fact, this probably takes the most damage, but who cares? They're dead. And now we can overlay 3. And this is a card that popped up a bit with some FTKs a couple months ago, but it hasn't been talked about much since then because this is a little bit hard to make, but we'll force it anyways. And that is number 43, Manipulator of Souls. 3 level 2 darks. What it does mainly is once per turn when you gain life points, except in the damage step, make this card gain an equal amount of attack, also inflict the damage to your opponent. So if you've noticed, now we can go affect the Gigantic special from deck, summon a Red Resonator, and when Red Resonator special summoned, I can target a monster on the field and life points equals to attack. Target the Gate Guardian, which is 6,500 attack. When I gain life points, I can make this guy gain 6,500 and then burn them for that. So they take 10,500 damage here. This is always going to be more than enough to kill them because you having their life and then whatever you haven't have gets added to here, which you'll then burn them for. So even if they have 1,000,000 life points, this can kill them. If they do the Dion Kettle infinite loop that I did in Sam's video, they're still dead. Like, this is an infinite damage combo without being a loop. It's like one of the few ways to do that, where it's infinite damage, no loop. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.